A lot of people have a lot of choice words for Sam Seder. One particular person who I would love to see him debate is Andrew Wilson.
It's Sam Seder, who is a guy that I would absolutely love to see you debate.
Yeah, I've tried to set it up multiple times.
Oh, that would be awesome, because he's one of these guys who's sort of seen as a thought leader of the left, I guess, and a good debater of the left. I don't really see it myself. I see him as very, very disingenuous and condescending. And he really couldn't. He went on Tim Pool's show, and Tim Pool's no conservative, but he couldn't even take him to school. And his abortion argument was terribly weak, I thought. But here's him arguing for 90% taxes.
Do you like the level of debt your country's in?
I don't think it's as much of a problem as you do, but we know the debt shot off like a rocket with the Bush tax cuts and then with the Trump tax cuts, and they want to extend those. And so if we want to deal with the debt, and if that's a genuine concern, we can go back to the time in this country where we had the greatest economic expansion during the 50s and the 60s, when we had a top tax marginal rate of 90% of every dollar that would be earned over $470,000 today.
That is absolutely insane. Like, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Like, I'm really like, if I can keep my head down and focus on a few things at the same time, I'm trying to make more than $475,000 a year. To be quite honest, as a nurse, I could make that. I could make that if I really wanted to grind as a nurse, but my heart isn't there. This is not that video. Okay. Like, dog, 90. So now what? Like, that's insane. That comes from a place of hate. I do not hate rich people. I don't.
It would be $3 million.
All right. So, I mean, just my take on this is obviously it's comparing apples and oranges when you're looking at the 1950s economy as to now, because if you're looking at the 1950s, America was obviously a manufacturing powerhouse back then, and nowadays we have a much more globalized market. So anybody can just take their innovation and move to Singapore or move to Dubai if they want to. So what do you think about that 90% tax rate?
Well, it's all nonsense anyway. I mean, people weren't spending, corporations nor individuals who had that kind of wealth were actually paying 90% in taxes. It's just ridiculous. They would do what everybody else does. They would do reinvestment, things like this in their corporation, or to hide money, or they would do what's very common right now, which is they will take all their money, tie them up in assets, and then take out personal loans and live off the personal loans where they don't have to pay taxes because it's a personal loan, right? So a lot of really rich people will do this. They'll say, oh, I have...
And he's right. And look, there's loopholes to this. And yo, you know what's funny? Like, I guess I've just always been this girl where... Because people be like, oh, but the rich get loopholes, and it's not right that they get loopholes. And I'll be like, look, if they know how to figure it out, shut up and let them figure it out. Because I want to get up there and I want to figure it out too. It's not that I don't want to get back to my country. Of course I do. But it doesn't go to my country.
Conservatives on Twitter, I think I don't know. I'm surprised at their reaction. They could have ignored this.
They can't.
But apparently they don't feel they can. Now, who's this cat turd guy? Wasn't he like Elon Musk's friend, and then he got rejected or something like that? What happened?
He's a major conservative, crap posting account, right, Matt, you would say?
Yeah, he's...
All right, so the misery, I don't really like cat turd myself. But, this apparently, the clip I made yesterday with Sam... and Matt Walsh is doing pretty good, and which, thank you. I'm glad to everybody who's watching. At the end of the day, we have to have the tough discussions. But the thing about the left is that they won't have the tough discussions. Well, anyway, the thing about people is that they won't have the tough discussions. But anywho, I wanted to go over a little bit more of his debacle on the Jubilee.
Occasionally he has issues with Trump, but he's, just a sad...
Like an Ian Miles Chong type.
Yeah.
So they saw this guy...
I don't really like Ian Miles Chong. I should talk trash, right? Because I'm pretty sure I need my split ends. But she really had a lot of nice hair, and she's just letting it go. Okay, sorry. All right, let's just go.
That you were debating, and because...
This is the picture of the guy who was telling me that folks get tax cuts if they hire black people. That's what DEI is. Mm-hmm. And it's not what DEI is. Folks don't get tax cuts if they hire black people. Did we go through this the other day with the, we did during the promo. There is a program where you will get tax cuts if you hire, this is the work opportunity tax cut. And you scroll down and you do get a tax cut if you hire qualified citizens. So who are they? Scroll down. I think it's all the way down at the bottom. Targeted groups. It can be a qualified IVA. Hit that. Qualified is an individual who is a member of a family receiving assistance under a state program. So in other words, you remember all the work qualification programs? Like you can't qualify. No, keep that up here. Keep that up here. You can't qualify for Medicaid unless you get a job that all the Republicans want to do. Well, this encourages that.
People.
Unacceptable. So I didn't even know you could get tax cuts for this. So it's funny. You see the play with words. So here, let me help you out, right? He's like, no, you don't get the money if you hire black people or whatever. But like, okay, fine. It doesn't say black people because it's not going to say that. And I'm not saying that all black people are ex-felons and everything else. The only thing here, I'll give you a protected class. A qualified veteran. I think that is the only class of people that we should encourage people to hire. I'm so sincere. I'm sincere, yeah, because they put their life on the line for America. Yeah, so I'm sorry. Everything else, none of this stuff means anything to me. So people get tax cuts for that? I'm really I did not know, because I stopped putting my race and stuff on applications. Once I realized that there was this, so it's a tax cut. That's crazy. I guess an incentive to have a black person or something or whatever, or met a quota. I was like, oh no. And then my name is Casey, so it's perfect. Y'all ain't even gotta worry about who, even if I don't put my race on there, and to think that my name isn't ethnically black, so I don't even accidentally get hired just based off of that, right? I don't want that. But anyway, I just want to keep going along with the rest of his thing. Hold on.
Benefits recipients qualified.
If you were racist, right, and you were an employer, and if you wanted to absolutely be racist and exercise that, you would. I think DEI sort of prevents people from seeing the reality. If a person truly wanted to hire you based on your intellect, based on your skill set, they would. DEI essentially provides tax cuts for the end of the year when you
pause it now. I've never been so gish-galloped by nonsense.
But that is not nonsense. You just made his point. You just fact checked it and made his point. And that's just the truth. It's not nonsense though. I'm trying to find. I'm gonna see if he covers the girl, because I want to hear his talk on it. I'm sure he called this one a Nancy Semite.
I don't have a strong belief in the existence of God, but I don't think that.
That is a weird statement. That's just weird to me, and so you can't even look, man. You know what? I'm just really ready to, let me just be careful and not take it too far. By the way, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm not sure if I already said this. Thank you to every eye that lands on this video. But this guy is can't even say that there's a creator that created you. I'm not telling you to go to church or anything like that, but you are not sure. You think that we are accident, so all of this is just accident. Perfectly designed too, by the way. If we abuse our bodies, that's different. Perfectly designed. And you can't drum up the fact you're so self-serving. That's how I look at that. It's you must be, and I'm supposed to listen to you. That's how these leftists are, where, I don't know if there's a God, but men can beat up women in boxing. What? It's a bit much.
religion in and of itself is bad.
Okay, so what's wrong with religious fundamentalists? So like when you said trans rights and women's rights or something like that?
Well, the problem I have with the religious fundamentalists, and really more, I guess it's really theocrats, is that they want to impose their morality that comes from their religion on the rest of us. And I don't.
But morality, from your view, is going to be a preference, right? It's not morality; it's a preference. So morality without a foundation.
So at the end of the day, people like Sam Seder really, he's getting demolished. This week might be like a week of Sam Seder demolishment. There's only one thing that I almost could see eye to eye with him on, and I don't know that I even fully could, because if you pressed on it, he would probably flop. That is the Israel conversation. I don't think he says Israeli lobby enough out his mouth anyway. He wouldn't, because if he does, okay. I'll leave it there. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.